Sometimes it's useful to be able to record a Zoom meeting so you can review what was discussed in the meeting, or for the benefit of people who weren't able to attend but can then watch the meeting later. Recordings can be saved locally to the computer you're using for the meeting, or you can have the meetings automatically saved to the cloud in your Zoom account. The amount of online storage space you have to save these meetings depends on your subscription type. So I'm here in the desktop app, and let's go to Settings first, and to Recording. Here at the top, you can decide the location for local recordings to be saved. The default is in your Documents folder in a folder called Zoom, and you can change that if you want, but I'm going to leave that as is. This first option here allows you to choose a location to save the recording to after the meeting ends. The next option, to record a separate audio file for each participant, is particularly nice if you plan on doing some editing or mixing later, and having separate audio files lets you set individual volume levels for each participant in the audio editing application of your choice. Now here under the cloud recording section, you'll be able to see how much storage space you have in your account and how much has been used so far. And as you can see, I haven't done any cloud saves yet. All right, so let's see how recording works. I'm going to click this arrow here next to New Meeting. And for this example, I'm going to use my personal meeting ID, so I'm going to make sure that's checked. This is an ID that never changes, which is useful if you're always meeting with the same people. If they have your ID, they can just join your meeting at the appointed time without you needing to send an invite. So for example, Nick is already waiting in this meeting room for me to join. So I'm going to click New Meeting to enter that meeting. I'll join with my computer audio, and there's Nick waiting for us. Hey, Nick.
Hey.
Okay, so again, Nick and I are in a meeting together. To record a meeting, I'm going to come down to the controls and click the record button. And again, you can choose to record locally or to the cloud. I'm going to choose to save to my computer for this example. And at this point, we're recording. All participants will see this recording indicator here in the upper left-hand corner, so everybody knows that the meeting is being recorded. But now we can go about the meeting as we normally would, having our conversation, sharing screens, and so on, and everything we do will be captured. If you want to change the view, you can come up here and click where mine currently says Speaker View. I can change it like this, so in the recording, whoever's speaking will be the largest, or we can switch back to Gallery View, which might be more useful if there are a lot of people on screen, so you'll be able to see everybody on screen at once. Now we can also come down here and pause the recording, which might be useful if you're taking a break. And when you're done, you can come back and either use the controls down here at the bottom or come back to the top up here and click the play button. And now we're recording again. Now when you're done, you can click stop. We see a message saying the recorded file will be converted to an MP4 when the meeting ends. So in this case, let's end the meeting on this end. Nick, just hang tight. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
So I'm going to click Leave Meeting so that Nick can stay in the meeting room. But we're leaving. But now that I've left the meeting, you can see it's now converting that recording. And here it is. And if I double click that, I can review the meeting, as we see here. All right, let's jump back into that meeting. And we're back. Hello again.
Hello.
All right, so participants can also record the meeting locally to their own computers, but they need to ask permission first. So Nick, if you click the record button on your end, can you tell me what the message there says?
I see a message that says, please request recording permission from the meeting host.
Right. So there's actually no way to actually send a message that requests that recording. Nick actually has to verbally ask me, in this case, whether he can have permission to record the meeting. So once he does that, if I choose to allow it, I can come to the Manage Participants button, roll over his name here, click More, and choose Allow Record. So now, Nick, if you click the record button, he can record locally to his computer, and we see the recording indicator has popped up here in the upper left-hand corner so that we all know it's being recorded. Now, at the same time, I can still come down to my record button, and maybe this time I want to record to the cloud. So we're both recording our own versions of the meeting now, getting our own copies. His is being saved locally to his computer, mine's being saved to my Zoom account online. Now, if I come up and stop my recording, I'll say, yes, I do want to stop. My recording is stopped. It tells me I'll get an email notification when the cloud recording is ready. But notice we still see the recording indicator up here because, Nick, you're still recording, correct?
That's right.
Yep. So if you stop on your end, we'll see that go away. Nick also sees a message saying it'll be converted to an MP4 once he leaves the meeting. And that's pretty much it. So thanks again, Nick.
No problem.
All right, we're going to end the meeting again. I'm going to end it for everybody. So if you've saved the meetings locally, you can go to the Meetings tab here in the desktop app to Recorded, and this is where you'll be able to find your recordings. I can click Open to open the folder that it's currently contained in. I can play the video. I can play the audio only if I don't need to see the video, or I can delete it. Now, if you saved your meeting to the cloud, go to zoom.us in your browser, sign in. I'm already signed in here. Go to My Recordings, and here you'll be able to view and download your recordings. You can see in this case, it's still processing the recording. But once that's done, you'll be able to share the meeting from here by clicking a share button that will appear. And there will also be options to share it publicly so anyone with the link can view it, or you can limit it to just internal sharing. And you can also decide whether the viewers are able to download the movie or just view it online. And you'll even be able to password protect movies, so even if someone has the link, they won't be able to watch it unless they also have the password. All right, so that's how to record, save, and view your Zoom meetings. A recent addition to the